So on that vein, I think what we've seen some of the struggles around wider AI adoption and large language models and some of the challenges that, models as a whole for that matter, not just large, both small, is the data availability, which is absolutely contingent upon, to your point of systems integrations. Where do each of you think the landscape sits right now in terms of the maturity curve? Are folks just now becoming aware that that's the critical lifeline to establish, a foundational, a component to grow? Or do you think some people have gotten it, they just are not looking at the business case, in the right context? And I'd love to get each of your perspectives on that.
I mean, I think with the right data strategy, you can change your entire software strategy. I see so many companies, they make a software selection and they do the best they can to make the best selection. It's hard. As a manufacturer, you don't know the software market. So you have to rely on referrals and friends and reading the internet, which, right, I don't know how much that's going to help you. With the right data strategy, you could now, instead of trying to make whatever package you've picked work at all costs, and I'm gonna fix my data and I'm gonna change my processes to match the software. Instead, you could fail quickly. You could spend your time and energy on the data part, get it right, and plug in a couple solutions and run them in parallel and run them side to side. I don't see companies doing that, but with the right data strategy, it enables that, and it's such a better way. You're not gonna make the right selection all the time. It's okay.
Yeah.
Fail quickly. The best adopters of digital transformation, I believe, they know how to fail quickly and pivot to something else.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think one thing, along the maturity of technology lines, I recently told a customer that was asking questions about the integration. Are you going to be able to connect to our systems? Or we have a legacy system over here, we're not even sure we can connect to it. Right. I haven't seen in the last, I do remember that project around 2004 where integration was a problem and was a cause for the failure. I don't think that's there anymore. All the systems, all the database systems have a way to fairly easily connect, right? I'm sure you have your...
At what cost?
Exactly. So we've been talking about using best of breed for a long time, but today it is true. Again, if you have the data strategy and data, I wouldn't say it's a given, I wouldn't say it's simple. With who knows what AI will allow us to do in the future, right? Maybe we can talk about two systems and it'll automatically connect them, or 90% of the work will be done. It still doesn't guarantee that you're going to produce the results, right? Mm-hmm. So companies have to spend more time than ever educating themselves on what it is that they're really after.
So the business case, defining the business case.
And the business process. Yeah. I mean, it goes back to Dave's point, right? Because the way that you're working today in Excel may not be the way you should work in a system.
Yeah, let's face it, the systems approach was done 30 years ago, and then we got to data centricity, and we spent a decade on data centricity. To your point, the data's there. We need to get into the operations process centricity, and really understand the business processes and what we're trying to drive and solve on the manufacturing floor. And that's what hasn't been focused on, in my mind, over the last 5-10